today is today. It's not yesterday. Really. I'm going to be asking you to do a couple of things, to suspend disbelief and to enter a possibility zone. For those of you that are old enough to remember the Twilight Zone, Rod Sterling would tell people that, we're taking control of your television set. So there's something that's going to happen in the next 60 minutes that isn't ordinary, and it's going to take you engaging in a way that isn't how you normally just sit in your seat. So the way that, first of all, I'm going to introduce myself, sort of. I just really want to get to work. I want you to know that how today is going to flow is I'm going to talk for a while, and then I'm going to have you ask a question and share with the person next to you, and then we have mic runners that are going to come and have you speak and share what you saw, and we're going to do that hopefully 3 times during our session. So this isn't me talking at you and just kind of hanging out. I'm going to hope I get something out of this from this woman. That's not what it is. This is us generating something together. So I am Susanne. I'm the mother of 4 children, ranging in age. They are aging from 16 to 30. And I come from a legacy of communicators. My mother was a romper room teacher. So for those of you that are younger, Romper Room was one of the very early syndicated television shows that began out of Baltimore, Maryland in the late 50s. And what they would do is they were all in these little towns. And she was in Rapid City, South Dakota. So my mom is actually watching me right now. So for the first time in my life, I get to, what she would do is she had this magic mirror. And it was actually not a real mirror. It was this hoop. And she would look through it and say, romper, bomper, stomper, boo. Tell me true. What do you do in your work? What do you do in your play? And she would call out the names of children that were watching in the television program. Now, for those of you that have never heard of it, now you know, right? You know what Romper Room is. So that happened over the course of many, many years. And what we're now living in is a time where we're leaping into a new way of connecting. And when I say today is today, it takes an enormous discipline to be able to do that. Most of us carry all of tomorrow behind us. And how we do that, are you guys really ready? Okay, because you were outside, it's all bliss land, now we're inside, whoa. Bring the outside inside for me, okay? Most of the time what happens is we have this series of things that go on behind us. All of whatever's happened in our past that begin to define us. And we call that our legacy. And as we get older, it starts to get heavier and heavier. And possibility tends to shrink. And we start to get used to what we feel we are able to do, and we lose sight of possibility, and we become more and more rational, and we generally don't play as much, and we work hard. This is Beckett. He's been to all my programs. I just want you to know. He's done Drishti intensives. He's been to all of the Gems of Excellence 1 and 2. So he's just saying hi. Hi, Beckett. Because see, he already knows all this stuff. He's like, would you just get them worked out about it? So, because here's the thing that happens is, each of us is born. Now, I'm going to say what I experience. And you don't have to believe this. You get to experience your own free will and know what you need. Here's what I'm here to tell you, though. You were born with a record and a deep understanding of the seed of why you came here and what you are here to do as a unique, distinct being on this planet. And over time, that uniqueness starts to get worn down or things get added to it, and we begin to become, in Lululemon, we talk about mediocrity. So the vision of Lululemon is to elevate the world from mediocrity to greatness. Mediocrity is the anti-force of uniqueness. It's where we start to settle, to compromise. Like, would you build your house on a compromised lot? No. But people always say, oh, I've created a compromise in my relationship. It's working well. That means you stopped living your uniqueness and part of your dream died. Like, really? So I have to be funny enough that I can tell you the truth. Otherwise, you go, wow, that's such heavy stuff. But so basically, all of us all the time are creating a legacy. And it can either be an inherited set of circumstances that we recreate from the past, or it can be the gift that we give, that we uniquely came to give. And I'm quite certain that today is the day. See how to do this. What if, when I ask you to answer a question and talk with the person next to you, what if you could consider? And so instead of thinking, I'm going to ask you to not think. So bold. A corporate executive trainer said, please don't think. I am asking you to listen on a higher level. So when I ask you a question, I want you to stop for a moment and listen. Because what if what you hear about you and your life isn't the same old thing that you generally know? And many of you I've worked with for years, and you are expert at vision and goal setting. And you're likely to give the pat answer that you give every time. And I know you are. So just for fun, those of you that are brave enough, if you know that you're likely to say what you already know about yourself, just for me, just raise your hand. Okay, so let's give it a go, you guys, to see if we can leap to something new. Because what if we can? What if that's the whole point? All right? That's what uniqueness is. And then we're going to see what bigness is. Bigness comes from having the wholeness of that seed and being able to recognize it. Like nobody says to an acorn, you're not big. Because it's the whole of the oak tree. And you guys all practice yoga. You know what that seed means. A seed is the deep and the whole, complete, organizing DNA blueprint of what we can be and become. And most of the time, what do? We just don't know, okay? So let's just put it that way. So also let's look at this spirit of play. Why I wanted to start with Romper Room is I would love to take out the hard. What if it didn't have to be hard? Like what if you were remembering who you already are and forgetting what other people told you that didn't serve you? What if you could release that? Even if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. What if we could have a world where I didn't need to be concerned about what was going to get added to Beckett's record the moment he walks into school? Now, those of you that have children know that most of the times, like if I were to just poll you, most of you will have your biggest trauma probably in second or third grade or maybe during puberty. Growing up in our world is pretty tricky. What if it didn't have to be that way? So something I'd love is to be able to not have to have my eye on that right now. Right now I do. So I'm interested in a world where I wouldn't need to have my attention on that. Now, I didn't plan to say this, you guys. I'm listening right now. Can you tell? Like, in my notes, I'm kind of like, I don't know. No, that's not what we need to say. So there's something about who we're going to be for this generation and the one to come. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. And I want you to take a moment to talk with the person next to you about what it is. So let me give you a couple examples. I'm going to ask you what you want to live to see in your lifetime. So part of answering that question means that you're energetically setting a goal of how long you actually believe you can live. Many of you have been trained to believe that your lifetime is finite and you're going to listen to some scientific average and think that that's when you're done. So that's the first thing you need to let go of. So who could just do that right now? Did you? Okay, good, thank you. Okay, so that's step one, let go of that. Step two, what would you really want to live to see? Because as I began to understand things in my own life, there was a period where I believed that if you saw the blog post that Alana sent out, when I first started to understand that emotions and thoughts could be as toxic as benzene or plutonium, I thought, I can't talk about that with people. They're not going to understand that. That was 25 years ago. Now people totally understand that. So when we aren't clear with our mother, with a sister, with a father, I'm pretty sure we're going to find out that kind of stuff creates the gyre in the Pacific. These things are not unrelated. So in the igolu work, we always start with personal respondibility, our ability to respond. Then it's at the social level. So that's family, that's community. Then it's at the corporate level, how we conduct business and finance. Then it is at the environmental level, how we manage our resources. And then ultimately the energetic level. Those are the arenas of our respondibility. So just one last thing before I have you talk with the person next to you. When I was a young woman and I worked at Rocky Flats Nuclear Weapons Facility as an environmental analyst, and I would stand in front of groups like this, not nearly as friendly. There would be the environmental protection. Remember, I worked for, the government, for the bad guys. Yeah. And and I'm American, so you've got to translate to Canadian. There was the Environmental Protection Agency, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the state, the federal people, all of the special interest groups, the Environmental Defense Fund, the NRDC, good people. And if I had not been able to be personally respond-able for contamination, I couldn't have had a credible conversation. Now, did I contaminate that site? No. Much of it happened when I was a child. So are you guys with me? Many of you have the key to do things that were not your mess. And I'm not saying you should clean up everybody else's mess, except that most of you are going to be doing that. You are, and some of you already are. Now, let me tell you the thing that's most important about doing that. If you take the time later to look at more of my work about above and below the line. When you do that, when you take the step to take personal responsibility for clearing a problem or a difficulty that was not of your own doing, that's part of your inheritance of your generation, the most important thing to do is to not go into rebellion or judgment or hatred or unforgiveness for the people that created it. That will absolutely lock your ability up to make a difference. And I'm talking to people in this audience who are smart and just have never had someone with my background tell them. There is a spiritual component to environmental work that you must teach people, because being angry about it will only make the gyre bigger, and it won't make it right with the people you love. So now, hopefully that leaves you cheery. I'd like you to, and the people that are online, you can call someone. This will take about 3 or 4 minutes, or you could text someone, or you can write to yourself. But I'd like you to take a moment and turn to the person next to you and say, what is something you want to live to see? What do you want to live to see? Okay, go. So let's come together right now. All righty, so we've got a couple people here with mics. I'd like to hear from about 3 to 5 people. What are some of the things that you'd love to see? Yes. I love the back row.
My name's Andrew. What I'd like to see, I had a couple things. I'd love to see cities and towns producing their own resources like food, energy, that type of stuff, so they're not dependent on all the external sources. And I also want to see a world where people take responsibility for their words and their actions and really operate in integrity.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And then, is there someone right along here? What do you want to live to see? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi.
My name's Chris. We were just talking, and in alignment with what Andrew was saying, we want to live to see the result of that shift and
Yes.
see it for our children and our grandchildren.
Yes. Yes, very beautiful. Me too. You know, I asked my 16-year-old, he said, I want to live to swim with a Pacific bluefin tuna. And then you know, because he's a spear diver. And then he said, and I said, do you want your kids to? And he said, yeah. And I said, do you want your kids? And he said, they won't be able to, Mom. And I realized I contacted my own son's place of resignation, or where the programming or the media or the place where he stopped believing that that was possible. And he's 16. So, and you know, I don't know, CG's in school, so he might not be seeing this. But what I loved about it was, see, I didn't teach him that. The world taught him that. Right? So you guys, the importance, I was visiting with the group as we were working, and the importance of setting a vision, which you'll get the seed of in this session, it's not so much about rah, rah, go me. It's that you begin to develop the spiritual muscle to hold a positive picture in the face of circumstances and activate the supernatural part of your being every day to cause that instead of the other. Do you see what I'm saying? You are an immensely creative being. So we want to be able to reach a tipping point of people having their own unique aspect. Because do you think that there will be times where we will meet resignation in the things you're looking at? Absolutely. You know? So there's a couple more on this side. Who else would like to say what they'd love to live to see? And it could be like, you know, to, you know, really have a healthy, peaceful, loving relationship with your daughter, and you might be 25 and not met your husband yet. You know what I'm saying? Right? It could be like that. So how about this side? Some folks? Yeah, there we go.
So,
Yeah.
so I think my vision that I came up with is sort of an extension of exactly what they were saying. It's a world where everyone collaborates together, where everyone is taken care of, but also everyone has something to contribute and put into that. I often use the analogy that our world is just like a human body, and each of us are the cells that make our world work. And if you look at our bodies, there's trillions of cells, and they all work together to create harmony, to create all these things that our bodies can do. And what happens if you have a body like what our world is like right now, where 10% of the cells control 90% of the resources? You have cancer. And so to heal ourselves, to heal our world, we have to spread those resources out so that everyone can do their job, so that everything flows harmoniously.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're going to keep moving. Now, in a loving way, I want to point out that's also the 90-20. It's also like CJ. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a program from yesterday. Would you be willing to let go of that? You would. You're almost there. Don't lie to me, because I'll feel it from this far. And you don't have to. I want to make sure you can be in the presence of the choice. See, because there's already so much conditioning about the us and them and this. Is that really true?
No, that's what I'm saying, is live as one.
Well, live as respondibility. Being responsible for that whole body. Yeah, because I think what we're going to see in this next exercise we'll do is how to separate those out. See, because it's trickier than you think. It's trickier than you think, you guys. If it was simple, it would be already done. I wouldn't be here, right? And what I want to make sure I leave you with is you're going to have to find every day the optimism to be able to face what you're actually dealing with. I don't want any of you to think that I've had a particularly easy life. I want you to be able to have the strength to not judge and to not get into the beliefs that are actually going to limit what could make it possible. So what I'd like you to do now is you're going to take about 3 minutes, and faster than you can think, because I want you to listen, you're going to go to your little booklet, and on page 6 there's a circle. So there's a circle that just looks like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to write everything you want on the inside of the circle and anything you don't want on the outside. Now go as fast as you can. Right. And if you're at home, draw a big circle. Write everything you want on the inside and what you don't want on the outside. You guys need pens? Okay. Booklets? Yep, here they come. So if you want happiness or fulfillment, if you want to live to see the oceans clean, species thrive, children be well. My cab driver wanted to see his grandchildren married. He was about 25. And then the things you don't want, those could be in your own life. It could be complacency or anxiety. One of my teachers, Dorothy Espio, talks about the plagues of the 21st century: loneliness, hysteria, anxiety, depression, learned helplessness. Outside of the circle. Rebellion. Listening faster than your thoughts and your thinking, and writing it. And writing it. Using the law of attraction on your side to create a boundary between what you want and what you don't want. So many of us accidentally are clear about what we don't want, and therefore we attract more of it. That's why people that have accidents have more of them, or have pain have more of them, or have loss have more of them, because they're focusing on it, and whatever you focus on expands. The circle is your friend. And you can teach this to almost any age person. Okay, now go great. Take it up one more level. Really down. One more level. There it is. Really what you want. Really what you don't want. Because most of you just finished what you would have wrote there yesterday. Now go today. I feel like one of those spin instructors. Yeah, come on. You know. You can do it. 3 more things. Get them. All right. Now, just lift your eyes up for just about 10 seconds. Everybody go. Good job. Okay. Now, I want you to look. I'm going to give you an instruction, and then you're going to look. So, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to look at your circle, and with your pen, circle either the 1, 2, or 3 words that are the most important to you. So do that now. 1, 2, or 3 words that are most important to you in the center of your circle. Okay, good. Now, in a moment, you're going to turn to the person next to you, and that person is going to listen to you expand and make big and unique that word. So if you put family in there, then you need to tell that person, what does family mean to you? It might mean a very deep and profound thing. It might mean how it feels. It might mean how often you're with someone. It might mean their well-being. It's not just that word, it's many, many things. So take a moment with your partner to share back and forth, and I'll let you know when to switch, and share with them what that word or words really mean to you. Okay, so please go. come together. Okay, so let's have a few people in the audience here share, and the people that have been live streaming all kinds of things that they want to live see. So take a moment, and who'd like to share some of the things you found out from that conversation of taking that word and making it bigger and making it unique, like what family meant to you? And if you're moving your hair, that's a hand up. Okay, right there.
My name is Rachel, and it was interesting. I was peeping around people's pages when I was writing down, and like afterward when we were talking, and I was actually really curious as to how many people wrote down love as their word, and I was, like,
oh, like a show of hands? Would you like
sure.
that now?
How many people wrote down love as their word? And that was something that really resonated with me, because when we were chatting about what love really is and what it meant, it was the whole notion of giving it and receiving it properly. So in that sense where you have to respect yourself and you have to love yourself first. And once you do that, you can acknowledge everybody else. And that means, like, even when we're walking down the street and we're walking with our head down and we're getting to our next destination, we're not acknowledging everybody around us who wants to be loved. And the simplest thing could be, walking with your head up and a smile. Because how good does it feel when you walk down the street and someone just gives you a nice smile? That can totally resonate with someone else and change their day, their morning. And we live in such a busy society where we can get so caught up in the next thing. We're busy, we have to get to work, we have to get here. And we need to remember that, like, we all want to be loved, and that's just it.
Beautiful.
And if we don't send it out, the circuit gets cut. And, if you're like, well, that person's mean to me, they don't deserve my love. Well, maybe they need it because they are mean to you, but they need that to get through why they are mean.
And
So
let's stay with this for a second, because there's something I want to separate out here with Rachel. So by clarifying this word, she's doing a very important thing. Because many times, someone could just say, I just love you, which means I'd like to manipulate you without you noticing. Right? So the word itself, this is why we do the exercise, is to get to what's big and unique, so that we can uncontaminate it for us, so that we can put that anti-love on the outside. Beckett's saying, yeah! So very well done. Very well done. So I don't want any of you to write the word with the definition you had yesterday. I want you to look at it today. Very good. Very good. Okay, what are some more folks? Yes, here, please.
My name's Carrie, and the word for me that really stood out was passion, passionate. And I really feel when I get passionate about something, anything, whether it's a person or a style of music or yoga, whatever it is, something bigger than me takes over and sort of vibrates, and my energy gets bigger, and it's just a much bigger sense of myself. And I want to sweep people into whatever I'm passionate about, bring them on board with me. So for me, and love can fall into that as well. Passionate for love. So all of those things fall under.
So let's stay with this. So let's help you find what's big and unique for you in passion. So let's check and see, because it could go both ways. Do you experience that when you are in it and you're connected, that you actually are generating it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
See, and it's kind of handy,
Yeah.
because then wherever you go in the world, look, she's going to go places where what she brings is missing. So if she looks outside herself for it, it won't be there. She's there. So then she starts to see, sometimes when I need to fix myself, I just put on the right song and I'm like, yeah. See, this is it. Yeah. And for you to know that, because there's some place to bring it. Now, do you know?
Do I know where to bring it?
Yeah, is there a certain place you've already been shown or seen that it's time for you in your life?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is?
Yeah, I teach yoga. So my students,
Yes.
my studio,
Yes.
the people who come to my classes,
Yes.
and the people who aren't in my classes yet.
And exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. So she just called them in. Very good girl. Good girl. Shazam. Okay. Okay, and let's come on over here. Some people where the word you've expanded and made bigger. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
So when you were talking and asking us, you're like, okay, now generate something that's new that isn't from your past. And the word that came to me actually was impact. And it was really interesting to me because I realized I also teach yoga. And there's this element of like, wow, I don't want to just teach and be of service. I want impact.
Yes.
And legacy beyond what I'm seeing in my life right now.
Yes.
And it was really cool because I've never thought of it that way before. And so it was really great to just be like, wow, I'm not just talking about being of service, connecting, helping people shift, because that makes a great day for me, right? I teach a class and someone has a little movement, that's amazing. But actually I want a bigger impact, a bigger legacy, a broader sense of what I'm bringing to the world. And so it was really powerful to see that.
Okay, so let's just stay with that for a second. So, because there's other people for whom that's true. So the impact is the result of you, what?
Impact is
See, because impact's your result.
right.
And we want to get at the thing that you go, to make it happen.
Connection,
To,
others.
okay, to others, okay. To others, gookiness or yumminess or? See, I'm helping her dial in, you guys. Like, my father built a radio. You can learn everything you need to know about a lot of things from a radio, but like, we're tuning her into a certain channel. So it's about you create the impact you were born to create when you connect with what?
When I connect with myself and my own passions to work with others and to see them, for me to shift and to work with them to see them shift.
Right. And I'll add this, and it's your choice. The impact's already happened. You already won. You already did it. And so you can just go back and remember that and then bring it. Yeah, you got it, right? Yeah. Very good. Very, 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 very good. Okay, let's get, there's just one more thing I want you guys to do, and then we're gonna go to about 11:03 so that people have time to share a bit more out. So you can start to see how a word has many things in it. We also got to see how a word can have toxicity in it. You have to tidy it up. There will be times where you just have to do the circle exercise on one word. For those of you that are married or have children, you might want to just tidy up the word so that it doesn't switch your brain off because it has too many meanings attached to it that were from the past. I know I'm talking fast, but you got me, didn't you? Now, what I'd love for you to do is, before we leave, have a beginning sentence of what your legacy could be. So we saw here, it's that, I impact the world by connecting my passion to other people. I generate passion wherever I go because I say so, or however you want to do it. And then, love is, and however you'd say it, I allow, or I cause, or I love is, and then you'll see, because this is then what makes it easy to set a vision for your life and goals. It's so that you have the choice to have a legacy other than an inherited set of circumstances of who you are. Because you came with the record, and it's just a matter of sitting down to listen to it. So if you could take another few minutes with either quietly or with the person next to you to write your first sentence, and those of you that are in Possibility Land online, start to write a sentence, post it up for us so that we can see it. So go ahead, what your first sentence is. It could be, I am, I allow. It could be that what you write shocks you. You go, oh my God, I don't know if I could do that. Don't listen to that voice though, just keep writing. It could, she asked, is it a vision or a legacy statement? It's just one sentence. Let's just start with one sentence. And if you got more, write it. See, the legacy remains long after your physical being. It is what makes you eternal. A beginning legacy statement can be similar to a declaration. There's some examples in your booklet. I'll just read a few while you keep working. I'm a loving, capable leader, and I'm the right person for the job. I love that one. I am infinite. I deeply value the possibility inside me. You just walk around with that one, people are going to feel it. People at Starbucks, they'd say, what are you eating? What are you doing? What practice are you doing? And all you'd know is that you're saying that to yourself instead of, I'm a small and insignificant being that can barely get anything done, right? That is not who you are. So for fun, because it's, and I know it's big what I've asked you to do, but for those of you that have the beginning of it, I'd love for you to share with a greater audience, because it helps everybody to begin to hear it. So let's hear from a few people that know that they have a couple things to share. What's a beginning statement? Here, over here, Amanda.
I'm having trouble with one word, so I was hoping you could help me.
Yeah, of course.
I create joy by operating from a place of generosity and love.
Yeah.
I think operating sounds a little bit
Okay,
technical.
so say it again slow.
I create joy
Yeah.
by operating from a place of generosity and love.
How about if we just take it out? I create joy. Yeah, just right
Through
there.
generosity
I
and love?
create joy from a place of generosity and love.
Perfect. And thank you.
Okay, go. Because sometimes what we add takes away from it. You know, simple is better, and it's true, isn't it? And how you'll know when you say it? How does it feel when you say it?
Way better.
Way better. Okay, is what she said. Okay, a couple more people. Is anyone here? Yes, please. Hi.
Hi, I'm Celine. When I was younger, I had a lot of things just happen naturally, a lot of flow. And then when I started to get older, it kind of seemed like that flow stopped.
Yeah.
So I would like to return to the flow by synchronicity, where it just seems naturally to happen when it happens. But
Okay.
somehow it stopped.
So stay right there. You've got it. So is it I return to the flow of synchronicity?
I don't know how to reconnect it. Like, everything seems like very controlled, and you're responsible when you're older. But when you're young, you had so much more freedom. And
Yeah. Can I give you a verb that could help? Reclaim. Okay? So I reclaim my innocence. I reclaim my childhood. I reclaim the flow that's mine naturally. My divine synchronicity. Like, so those are my words. Which one would you like to wear? Because you might not want to wear hot pink in the groove pants. You know what I mean? It needs to be the person's words. But it's about reclaiming, so it's close. Like, what is it?
Reconnect.
I reconnect, and then?
Into synchronicity,
Very close.
into chance.
No. Oh, no chance. Yeah. There is no chance to synchronicity. Now watch, you guys. Luck is random. That's for the people that count on luck. If you want luck to be your god, good luck. You want to be blessed. You want to be in synchronicity. You want to be in connection with the highest good. That's not luck. Synchronicity is when you sit by the exact right person. Did you sit by the exact right person today?
My fiance.
Oh, double Shazam. Okay, so yeah. So I reconnect to my flow, to my synchronicity. It's something like that. Go ahead and try it on. Like we're doing a bit of a fit session. It's okay. I reconnect.
I reconnect to where I want to go.
Yeah. Okay, like a little, you got practical there, because you got concerned about standing up. It's okay. No one really, they're all fine. They're all fine. They're all behaving well. Because did you feel her rational mind come in? So, and it's good, we'll use it later. When we get our maps out and figure out where we're going next. This is something a little different. So I reconnect is good. I reconnect to, and synchronicity is your word. Now, did my redefinition of it, was that hard on you, or did you understand that? There is a blessing, there is a purposefulness in synchronicity.
Or returning to a life that's easier. I mean, it's not the right word, easy, but it's
How
not
about
so hard.
ease?
Ease and synchronicity. It just.
I reconnect with
Reconnect
ease and
with-
synchronicity.
Yeah.
How's that feel? Okay, now you say it out loud. I reconnect with ease and synchronicity.
I reconnect with ease and synchronicity.
There, did you feel that go in your body? That feel good?
But all the nervousness
Yeah.
that's rattling through my bones.
Okay. Is that a good vibe for her? He ratifies. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. So how I'd like to land this is to have you understand that there's many, many resources for you. You can see that we're going to a place where we're in research, we're in inquiry. And the resources that you have to do that are all around you this whole weekend. So this is like kicking you off into all of that. There's resources on my blog. You can also, be in a Skillshare online class with your friends and family and then work on your vision and goals. You can look at your booklet. There's videos online that are all free. All of that's there. You can walk into any Lululemon store and say, could you help me with my legacy? And they go, sure. Because that's what they're working on too. And what we're working on is having more companies on this planet where people can walk in and instead of being a consumer, they can be a guest and a partner in a new kind of world. And that's really what I'd like to live to see. And I'm pretty darn sure I will. So I would like to really thank the Hay House and Wanderlust and especially my mother, Trula Gavlin, for tuning in, my program manager, Melissa Hertz, and all of you that sat in the front row and close to just really provide an awesome vibe. Thank you so much. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job.